that knocks stuff out. What knocks the dx out? 1 over pi dt? 1 over pi. Cos stays, but what knocks out pi of x? And what's standing over cos u?
Sine.
And it's positive, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
So 1 over pi
Sine
sine of pi x.
plus c.
So Raj, if you could do that one in your head, that's fine. Students do that in their head. Because you get tired of doing it, you're like, I know what's going to happen. The pi is going to land in the denominator. What happened with this one again?
1
U
6.
sub, U sub, right? U equals 6x. Right? Blah, 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 blah. There you go. 1/6 e to the 6x plus c. You'll probably get a Calc 2 teacher who would get mad if you made them, ask them to do this substitution rule to show them why. They'd be like, you should know that, right? They'd probably be like, you should do that mentally. But don't worry if you have to do all the steps to do even that one. It does not take long to do 3 steps. Right? U equals 6x. D equals 6. Now, Farad, do you see why this came out here, or should I show all the steps? You do? I'll do. This will come out though, watch. Here we go. U equals to what? 6x? Du equals 60x? Constant? Other than 1? 1/6 du equals dx. So let's go in, let's move in, let's substitute. What knocks out dx? The 1/6 du. Bye-bye. 1/6 du. Leave the e, but what knocks out that 6x? The u. 1/6 du. Now what was u? There you go. Ta-da! What do y'all think? I love the repeat problems too. Here you go. What did you give them like this? We'll do it again. I didn't have the 4 there though.
Yeah.
I didn't have the 4 there. What would you let u equal to?
X square.
Du?
2x.
Farad, constant. 1/2, right?
Mm-hmm.
If it was 1, I would have left it, but it's a positive 2. So 1/2 du is x dx. But that 4 is still there.
Can you take it out?
That's not a bad idea. You said put it out here?
Yeah.
I like that. I'm going to do that. Because take that 4 out. The half du will knock out the what? That. This u will knock this out. But I like what you're saying. Take out the 4 and the what?
Half.
What's a 4 times a half?
2.
2. And when I should have crossed it out, the 1/2 du replaced the dx, but also the what? That x got knocked out. See? That's the idea. Now what's going to go v to u?
2
So my answer is 2e to the u. Here go v to u, z to u. 2e to the
x square.
x squared plus. So I think at this point I could never stump you. I think I just dive in that book, whether it's an ln of x or a square root. I just don't think I can get you. I thought the tough ones, Jess, you got that one where you said split it up, remember? I thought the goofy one was 67 with the x and the square root of x minus 1. I should do 65 though, Erwin. I just saw 65. Sometimes this throws it off. Jess, you get all that? You sure did everyone get that? Copy all that? I should do 65. You know why? It had an A in it. we gotta talk about that, like what happens when they do that stuff. You'll see that often in your next math class, and if I didn't like show you a few of these, you might be like, what do I do there? Now, when they made a note off to the side, this is what they wrote. A has to be a number greater than 0. Does anybody know why they wrote that? Because,
Imaginary number?
yeah, they just said A has to be greater than 0. But A is just a constant, right?
Mm-hmm.
We're differentiating with respect to what letter? X. So what would I let you equal to?
X square plus
Using
a,
it's under the radical,
plus a square.
right? Jess, I won't let it equal to that with the radical. It's usually just the stuff under the radical or the thing in the parentheses or the thing up in the exponent. I'm just gonna let you equal the x squared plus a squared. Now, can you find my error? I didn't want you doing this throughout Calc 2 and Calc 3. You know, do you find my error?
Yep,
Is
2a,
it-
0.
It's a constant, it doesn't.
It's a constant. I'm differentiating with, here's the idea, I differentiated with respect to what letter? X. You know, that's what we gotta be careful, even myself as an instructor, I keep saying, the derivative is, well, I really should be saying, differentiating with respect to x, that's an a, so if I differentiate with respect to x, that's just 0, right? Because I'm differentiating with respect to x, not with respect to a. Now, constant. Okay, now what do we get? 5 by 1/2 and a du. Okay. Now what knocks this middle stuff out? Okay. Sterling, I gotta think u squared of u to the 1/2, right?
Mm-hmm.
U to the 1/2, pump it up by 1,
3 halves.
and then divide by, right?
Yep, 2/3.
U to 3 halves, divide 3 halves. U to the flip. Yeah? Jess, okay with that? Yeah, I'm looking at eyes, make sure everyone's okay. What's 2, anything cancel in there?
Yeah, 2.
Plus C, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Right? Let me back it up, Josephine. Square root of u, that's u to the 1/2. Pump it up by 1, then divide by that number. Pump it up by 1, right? You got it? And then what cancels over here? The 2's? Awesome. Now what's that 1/3? What's u? X squared plus a squared to the. Can I do another one of these? Just me, because I know that 2/3 thing threw you off. Can I do another one? We all love multiple choice. shot?
A.
C. Oh, good, I'm liking this, because I'm hearing two different letters.
You'd be what half, right?
I'm liking this. Right?
Hold on, let me see. You'd be what half.
I'm liking this. And just take it slow, you know, you're on the final, you're like, wait, let me just, does that look like a U sub? When in doubt, do what? U sub, right? Yeah? What I let you equal to?
2x plus 1.
Alright. What's the derivative?
A. 2, yeah.
Yes?
D over 2.
Divide by 2.
Farad, I got a 2. I'm hearing, Sarah says divide the 2.
So A, answer is A.
Alright, let's get in there, right? Let's go substitute. What's the 1/2 du replacing?
Dx.
1/2 du. Now what's replacing that 2x plus 1?
U.
Now it looks all sloppy, so I'm gonna rewrite this, right? Put the half out here, keep the square root u, and then do a, come on. We don't wanna guess, right? We're not gonna guess this, ours, we're gonna get this. Integral of square root of u, here it comes again.
Yeah.
That's u to the 1/2, so u to the 3/2 times.
Oh, C, yeah. Sorry,
That's
C.
it.
Sorry, C, yeah.
And at this point, you might already know the answer,
Mm-hmm.
right? You
130.
might just go up, because you're looking to circle the right answer. They all look the daggone same. Come on, which one is it?
C, C, yeah.
C. You follow? You see that, Justin? Oh, good. I know. Very good. Friday getting that? Good.
Is that going to be on the final, not on the next test, right?
That's right, next test, fill in the blank. Fill in the blank, but the final, you get to play around with this. The beauty is the answers are somewhere. What's the danger? When they all look the daggone what? Same, you're like, so you're gonna take it slow and do these steps and you'll crunch it out. Hey, so the last thing I wanted to show you today is this. This is fun. Come on, I had to show you, huh? Does a U sub work? We just did one like this, but what did I have in front? Like an X or a 4X? Because the power difference by what? 1, right?
Mm-hmm.
But, does anybody know what this symbol means?
Summation.
That means summation. Like sum of terms. Like if I put like n here, and I said start at 1 and go to like 12, this would mean mathematically 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 plus 5 plus 6, and stop where?
12.
At 12, and add all the numbers up. Alright, that's what that means. Well, believe it or not, mathematicians figured out that this function right here is equivalent to this. If you start at 0 and you go to infinity. Now, does anybody know what that symbol is right there?
Factorial.
It's a factorial. So you're like, what's a factorial? 3 factorial means 3 times 2 times 1, which is 6. Or 4 factorial is 4 times 3 times 2 times 1, which is 24. Anyways, if that's true, can't we substitute something if this is a mathematically true statement? And everyone, this is convergent for all real numbers. That's the beauty of it. It's like, does it only work for certain x values? Nope. When we do this is Calc 2. This is Calc 2, so Jess, don't get stressed like, he's giving me this one. No. This is Calculus 2, but you'll see next term. If that's e to the x, then what can I replace this with? Think about it. What can I say? What would e to the x squared equal? Like if you knew that. So in Calc 2 you know this, then e to the x squared would have to be. Just copy everything.
X to the 2 over 2 factorial.
Just change that x to what? Change x to a x squared. Right? And then if you got x squared to the n, that becomes x to the 2n, do you agree? Or I erased that property, remember this property? Art, you told me earlier on these cases, we multiply these. So if you got x squared to the n, then I'd beat x to the 2n.
Right, yep.
So what we'll do is, let's put that there, and then we'll integrate it.
Okay.
Does that sound cool? Right? Now we got a way to integrate this. Because the u sub didn't work, your other techniques won't work, let's put this in there. So watch this, you're like, okay. I'm telling you, you're gonna love Calc 2. So now what's this? N equals what? 0?
Mm-hmm.
Infinity, x to the 2n over what? N factorial?
Mm-hmm.
Why is it not 2n factorial?
Great question. Great question. When this, I'm gonna color code. Right? Court, this, that means like whatever I put here has to replace that. So, but this didn't have an x. So this, by this formula, I'm like, it's like a function. I'm like, then I'm gonna replace that right there with x squared. It's the only thing that got changed. There's still an n there.
Okay.
Yep, it's like, yep, jink, jink. So this was x cubed, I would have just made that x cubed right there, because this didn't have an x there. So it's like a function game, like whatever this, gotta change that, everything else stays put.
Okay.
And then here, I get this. Now I'm gonna look, I still have to write what? That's what? dx, so what goes right here?
Dx.
And that dx is important, because then when you integrate, can you help me with this? Integrate with respect to what letter?
X.
All right, let me see, because there's a lot of variables in here. Do you see n's?
Mm-hmm.
So ignore those n's. Integrate this with respect to what letter?
X.
X.